So how cheap can you go and still get good sound? We're gonna find out. All right, welcome back. So what I wanted to do today is I was saying, let me go out and find some of the cheapest headphones you can buy and let me just see if they're any good. And what I came up with is I came up with the two contenders, and one's kind of an underdog and then this is the staple. The staple is gonna be the Sony. Everyone's probably heard of this. This is the MDR ZX 110. And it's basically going to be $10 from Sony. You get the $10, you get the badge of Sony on here, so you kind of look a little cooler than wearing these because it's a name that people recognize. But these are only $10. These have, I believe these are 30 millimeter drivers. These are 40 millimeter drivers on these. So let me put these over here for a second. These are called the JLab Neons, and you can get these in black and some green color. These are kind of blue. These are very small, just like the Sonys. As far as the size of them, they're over-ear headphones, so they're not, they're not going to be, they're on-ear headphones, I'm sorry, so they barely sit on your ears. Long story short though, in black these look a lot better, I think, and obviously we're talking, this one I think is $15 or $14.99, and this one's $10 for these headphones. So I'm going to put, the Sony staple, which got 50,000 reviews on Amazon and it has like a 4.5. This one got 10,000 reviews, which is crazy, and it got like a 4.5. So I want to put them both on. Again, this might look a little childish because of the color, but you can always get that in black. So what is going to be a little bit better? I mean, what is actually going to be the standout between these two? So in the video, what I want to do is I want to go through some close-ups, go through some of the pros and cons of both of them as far as the cords and things like that. This one has a couple added features on it. This is the JLab one. And then at the end, I'm going to wrap it up and tell you who my winner is. And you're going to be surprised. I was actually surprised myself. We're going to see, can this one dethrone the staple that everyone buys because it's a Sony? Do you get more for your money, from this, or do you actually pay a little bit more and get a little bit more from this one? So let's go ahead and find out. Let's get into the video. We're going to do some close-ups and just show you a little bit more about them. Let's go. All right, so in this video, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to show you a comparison between both headphones. And then we're going to, sit back and we're actually going to listen to them for a little while. We're going to sit there and see what sounds better for this really cheap cost. Are they any good? So the very first one is going to be the JLab Audio Neon. You can see it here. It's got 10,000 ratings and like a 4.5, so it's really good on Amazon. $14.99 is the price. You can't beat that, so you can't beat it at all. The next one's going to be the Sony ZX series, and these are the staple. These are going to have 51,000 ratings, 4.5, and you can't beat the cost right now, $9.99. Incredible for what you're getting here. So with that said, let's start with the JLab Neon. The box obviously is nothing to write home about. It's just a little plastic, cardboard box. Overall, though, I think the unit looks kind of exciting with this color. Some people hate it. I kind of like it, but you can get it in black as well, like I had mentioned a few times. Overall, though, the build quality is, again, you're talking $15 pair of headphones, so it's going to have some plastic. The headphone cups here are going to be made out of, a substance I think could rip over time. It's not the highest quality, but at the end of the day, you're getting what you pay for. The top of it says JLab. You can see it here, so that's pretty nice. And then the one feature that this comes with that's extra, it does come with a microphone in case you want to take calls and stuff. The Sony does not have that, so that's an added feature. Overall, I don't know if you like the look of it or not, but I kind of do. It's got kind of a hard plastic shell on it. You can see it here, and it says JLab right and left. And it's got marks, marks for that. They do fold up as well, which is nice. You can travel with them. Those little wires you can see around them, though, they're not the most, stable. So then the Sony, we get into the Sony. So, I think most people have seen these by now or actually picked up a pair of these. And you can, they have the designation between left and right as well on them, but you can see the overall design structure here. They're going to be a little bit more, I guess, less padded in all different areas of the actual headphone is the best way I can say it. So at first I thought these might be a better construction. You're just looking at the box and stuff, but I think they're actually worse. I mean, the ear cups here, you can see that they're even softer. They could rip a lot easier than the other ones. So you got to take that with a grain of salt. But people just like the Sony badge. You can see it here, how they look. They're shiny. They look like they're more expensive than $10. The top of them, though, is made out of this plastic material, which is not the best. And they're not that comfortable, I guess, on your head if that touches your head overall. But, for the price, what can you say? And then finally, they do fold up also, just in a different configuration here. So without further ado, let's get into kind of comparing both of them now. All right, now I just wanted to show everyone them side by side so you can make up your own decision on which is best for you, and then we'll get into sound. Sound's important. The Sonys do come with this kind of plastic that gets a little smudgy. You can see it here. The JLab doesn't, and the JLab, they're about the same size. You can see them in my hand there. You can see a better picture here as far as the size of them. They're almost exactly the same, but they're very, very small. They barely fit on the ear. The JLab has a lot cushionier top, as you can see here, versus the Sony's got this really kind of hard plastic there. You can see it better here. And the JLab's got their little logo on the top, if that matters to you or not. But I mean, it's overall more comfortable. You can see it here. And here's just one more comparison of them just laying side by side. They're very similar in size. They stretch obviously to fit any size head up to a certain point, I guess. They both have the 3.5 millimeter jack, the small one, so that's okay. And then the cords are one of the only issues. They're only about 4 feet each. 4 feet, and doesn't give you a lot of room at all if you're hooked up to a computer or something. And that's my biggest complaint with both of them. They're both 4 feet, and that's not enough. At the end of the day, though, it's more about sound. And so I want to talk about sound a little bit here. How do these sound? Which one do I think is better? And, obviously they're so close in cost. They're such a small amount, you can only get what you get. But let's go ahead and talk about sound. So I listened to one of my favorite bands, U2, and let me see what it sounds like. All right, the first one's the JLab, and what I can say is it's incredibly clear and has a lot of bass, way more than I expected. In fact, I was super impressed by them, beyond what I think could be possible for $15. The build quality is not the best, but as far as sound and just a burner headphones, they were actually really good. The Sonys I tried next, this is the staple, they were less bassy, and it didn't sound as good to me. It sounded just a little bit less. They're still good headphones, don't get me wrong. They're still really, really good. But they weren't as good as the other ones. I mean, that's just quite being frank. I listened to them side by side. They just weren't. So both will be good, but I like the JLab the best. So what do you think? I didn't think that the JLab Neon, this one over here, could actually dethrone this one for being the best cheap headphone. Granted, it's $5 more, but you do get some better features. You get the microphone built in if you want to do calls. Sometimes that's not a feature, but for this it is definitely. A little bit better cushioning on it and things like that, but audio is a little bit better for my ears on this one, and it's actually better than this one. So again, I was listening to my favorite band, U2. I wanted to see how they sounded, and I put them head to head on the same song on YouTube. And this one's slightly bassier, and it seems like it's got more punch to it. This is the 40 millimeter drivers. These are only 30 millimeter drivers. So at the end of the day, I think you can't make a bad choice with either of these for $10 or for $14, $15 for these. But I do think, give these a shot. If you don't like the color and you think they kind of look a little childish and they're so small and everything, pick them up in black. Again, people always ask me these serious questions about headphones. We're talking $10 and $15 here. I mean, this is like 2 cups of coffee, 3 cups of coffee. So you're not going to get the world from them. But if you want them, I can only say that they just sound really good to me, both of them. This one sounds a little bit better, so I'm going to let this be the winner of this whole kind of event, and we'll see what everyone says. If you guys have tried these, put them in the comments. If you tried any of these, also get some, put some comments down there, what you like and what you don't like about them. We'll talk to you soon. I hope you guys like my videos. If you can subscribe and help me out, it's going to help me grow the channel. Talk to you soon. Peace.